It's a new trading session with new record highs for the major equity averages. As investors return from the holiday weekend, we got a batch of solid earnings out from the retailers. Joining me now is Alan Valdes of SilverBear Capital. Alan, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Remy.
Well, here we are, and we're seeing the Dow up over 100 points, NASDAQ, S&P 500, new record highs again. How long will this continue?
Well, funny you asked that question. When we broke 20,000, 2 weeks ago, the talk was, well, it may take us to 4th of July to break 21,000. It may take us to 4 o'clock to break 21,000 today. I mean, it's crazy. I think this continues. And, once we get the tax plan, I think you'll see another push higher, tax cuts. But, we're getting a little saturated here. I think, most guys, they have stop orders in. They're following up. They're putting stop orders in. We're getting to the point now where, we got to be very careful. This could correct, come down 2%, 1%. There's no question about it. So we're getting a little toppy here. I think you could see us break 21,000, depending on when the tax cuts come. If the tax cuts come after 21,000, that's a different story. But I think you'll see it break 21,000 pretty soon, too. We're at no-brainer, 20,700.
Well, Alan, I know you like the retailers and you've been talking about specific names in the past few weeks, but given the latest earnings reports, what do you make of some of the figures you're seeing?
Well, they were a little disappointing, that's for sure. But I do believe the tax cuts are going to go a long way to helping these retailers. And like I think I mentioned before, some of these retailers are slimming down. Macy's closing a lot of stores. So, it looks bad on paper, but on the where it counts the most on the ledger, that can help them because they'll slim down. Instead of having 10 stores in one location, they'll have 2, So that'll help the bottom line there. So I think overall we'll see the tax cuts, how they play into it. But, Americans, they get money in their pocket. They're spending it like wild out there.
And of course, speaking of money here in the U.S., focus has been on some of the Fed comments that have come out over the weekend. Now, we get several more Fed comments today, but given last week's testimony and what we're seeing in terms of overall fundamentals, what do you expect the Fed to do this year?
Well, I think they're on track. I think we'll see a rate increase in March. I mean, if you look at all the metrics, the job number last month at 237,000, much better than expected. Inflation firming up there. And then last week we had good manufacturing number. We had good retail sales number. Consumer confidence is over 110. So basically all those numbers are in place for them to give a rate increase. So I expect you'll see one in March, and then you'll probably see one in midsummer, and then one just before the holidays. So I think you're on track to see 3 more rate hikes this year.
And Alan, before I let you go, everybody's been talking about what we're seeing in the equity markets, Fed rate hike expectations, as well as the currency and some of the commodities. But what else do you think investors should be paying attention to right now?
Well, there's a potpourri of things that you can be focusing on. But I think the one thing we're focusing on, which our traders we talk about every morning, is our biggest trading partner, Europe. Events in Europe are shaping up. I mean, you got Le Pen in France way ahead now in the polling. You got Merkel in Germany behind now. And then they're calling it the Greek exit. I mean, this summer is big for Greek. They need more money. The German finance minister says they want their gold. They're sick of just pledging money and getting nothing back. Greece has a lot of gold. They want their gold bullion, and Greece said no. So, I mean, this is going to be a tough year for events in Europe, and it could affect the market here in the U.S. because they are our biggest trading partner.
Well, Alan, as always, pleasure talking to you, and thanks, as always, for your insight.
Thanks, Remy. Have a great day.
Thank you.